Assalamualaikum Bokai. Welcome back to the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel. This is the recap, the midweek version. In this recap, we will cover the performance of Gambian foreign-based players in their respective clubs. This midweek, there were a lot of action in the in the European competitions, the Champions League, Europa League, and also the European Conference League. As well, there were some league games in England, in Bulgaria, and in Saudi Arabia. Also, some players were also in action in some of the cup games. So we'll cover all the performance, all the key performance of players during that period. Without further ado, guys, let's get into the discussion. We start in the Champions League. Yanko Minte, as we know, he was injured for Feyenoord. He did not participate in their game against Lazio. They won that game 3-1, but now he's out. Apparently he could be out until after the international break, which is not a good news for the Gambia. It seems like we're not going to be able to use the services of Yanko Minte in the World Cup qualifier against Ivory Coast and Burundi, which is a big blow for us. I think I mentioned that in the last the weekend recap. However, Young Boys were in action against Manchester City, the defending champions of the Champions League. They lost the game 3-1. Sedi Janko and Ibrahim Akoli, of course, they play for Young Boys. Sedi Janko came off the bench in the 79th minute to play the last 11 minutes of the game. However, Ibrahim Akoli was an unused sub. He did not come on. They lost the game 3-1 to Manchester City. Haaland, doing the job for City with a couple of goals. But it's good to see Janko. Janko, of course, he has not been in the national team squad for a while now because of his issue with Tom wanting to play and Tom not making him his first choice, which he was not happy with, and he decided not to turn up. But like the experience he's having in the Champions League, the minutes he's playing, the teams he's playing against, the caliber of games he's playing in a top league, in a very good league, Swiss league, and Young Boys are one of the best teams in the league. He's quite a regular, not recently, but in the past he has been a regular since he moved there. Just now he kind of lost his place, but nonetheless he's still getting minutes, and he's playing at a level that no other Gambian right back is playing at the moment. So I think we should find a way to integrate him back into the team. I think we need him. But yeah, that was it in the Champions League. Just those two games that were involved Gambian players. Of course, we have some Gambian descendant players like Alexandra Ba playing for Benfica in the Champions League as well, but he has already chosen Denmark as his country, so we don't need to cover that one. Next, we will look at the European Conference League. In this Conference League, we all remember last week we came here, spoke a lot about the skate Modlamin Sonko. He was back in action with his club Hackens. However, they lost the game 5-1 to Molde in the Europa League. He got the consolation goal for them. Actually, it wasn't a consolation goal because it was an equalizing goal. Molde scored first, and then he equalized 1-1. But then his team, choked in the end. They lost 5-1. Emil Sonko, he continued his top form. In his last 3 games, he has scored 5 goals and assisted 1. So 5 goals in 3 games for an 18-year-old. Like I say, that is an exceptional. Now he's scoring in the European competitions at 18 years old. He does not turn 19 until next year, January. He's a very, very good prospect, and I think after his hat-trick performance, the Gambia has taken notice of that. From what I heard, Tom Senfit is already working on try to convince him to represent Gambia. Of course, he's a Gambian. He's born in Sweden, so he can represent either Sweden or Gambia. But as far as he does not represent Sweden, we at the Jollof Football Bantaba will treat him as a Gambian. I mean, the senior team of Sweden. Of course, he represented the youth team of Sweden. But as far as he has not represented the senior team of Sweden, where it will cut all the channels for him to represent Gambia, we at the Jollof Football Bantaba, we will treat him as a Gambian. So yeah, it was a top performance from him again. They, like I say, 5 goals in 3 matches, in his last 3 matches, and also an assist. So 6 attacking returns in 3 games. That is averaging 2 attacking returns per game. That is insane for an 18-year-old to be doing that. Yeah. I would not mind him, in the squad for the for the upcoming game against Ivory Coast and Burundi. I think the countries will do all they could to get to lure him in to come and play for the Gambia. I know people like to say this, like, oh, okay, he does not choose to play for Gambia. If he does not, we don't care about him or stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we have to be fair with this kind of players because they were not born in the Gambia for one, and they spend all their life knowing everything about their foreign countries where they were born. But we all know, parents like myself or anybody, we all know Gambians are we are migrants. We move in every part of the world. So if you have a son, you would be happy if your son is going back to represent the Gambia. So these kids are no different to me having a son, to another Gambian having a son. We will always open our doors for them. But if they choose to represent the other country, we have to understand why they choose, because that is where they know, that is where they live, and all those kind of things. It's not about they don't value what the Gambia is, but because they don't know much about the country. So we have to give them that. That's why, for me personally, I will give this kind of players, any player who has Gambian blood in him, I will give them as much chance as possible until they decide that they choose the other country. And still, I will still like them if they choose to represent the other country. I will still love them. I will still want them to succeed in those countries. But just I will not follow them as much as I will follow players, because here is the Jollof Football Bantaba. We are talking about football for Gambia. So for now, we give him 100% everything. Whatever we do in regards to Gambian football, we will include him and any other player who has Gambian descent, who has a chance to represent the Gambia. That is our take. That is our take at Jollof Football Bantaba. Let's continue supporting him. Another goal, and he keeps going. Just 18 years old, like I say, he's already have 10 attacking shots in the league. Yeah, enough said about Moulamin Sonko. Another player who also played in the Europa League and also is similar state with Moulamin Sonko is Sidi Jata. Of course, we covered him last week. He scored in the league for Stromgras, and they are the top of the league in the Australian league. He was in action again in the Europa League against Atalanta. He's a 20-year-old. He started the game for Strom, surprisingly, and played 60 minutes. This is his third start for the club. Since he moved to the club this summer, he joined the club. So Sidi Jata too is a player we should keep an eye on. For him, I have already heard from other reports that he is ready to represent Gambia. He can represent Norway, like I say. He has played for Norway at every single level, youth level, but he has not represented the senior team yet. But from what I heard, he is ready to represent Gambia. So let's open our arms for him, Moulamin Sonko and Sidi Jata, because at the end of the day, for me, it's all about the better players. As long as you have the best players in your squad, you have to use them. And these players right now, they are playing at a very high level. They are very youthful. They are aged 18 years, 20 years, and they are playing at the highest level. So who knows how far they can progress in their career. So let's just open our arms for all these players. Other players who were in action in the Europa League, or should have been in action, were James Gomez. His team, they drew 0-0 in the Europa League, but he was an unused sub. Ibrahim Dabo for Lask, they lost their game 2-1, but Dabo was not in the squad. He has not been in their squad since they played the friendly game against Podbrova during the international break. I don't know if it is because of injury or what, because of course we know he's coming back from a very, very difficult injury, which was an ACL, but I've not heard anything related to his injury. But he has not been in the squad since the international break, so which is a bit of a worry, because he was starting to get minutes. Every other game he was on the bench, coming on off the bench and playing. So to not see him in the bench, not even on the bench, is quite worrying. But anyways, if we know anything on that, we will inform you guys. Then we'll go to the European Conference League. the Conference League, of course, it's also a European company. It's the third tier of European company. If you have the Champions League, the Europa League, and then you have the Conference League, and there are some Gambians participating in that competition, like Omar Koli, Nuha Sonko, and Dembo Dabo. Dembo Dabo, his team, they won their first game in the European Conference League. It was a 2-1 away win, and Dembo, played about 81 minutes in the game. He was not involved in the goals, but at least he got the minutes. And then Omar Koli, he's having a very, very difficult month. I think difficult spell during in Besiktas, because they played in the Europa Conference League too, but they lost 3-1. Koli played the game. He played the full game. But this is the third game in a row that Koli has started, and they have lost. They have conceded 8 goals during that period. So that's why I say it's the most difficult part during his period. He's playing, he's getting the minutes, but the team is not getting it. So, and as a defender, if you are conceding that number of goals, regardless of if you are at fault or it's another player in your team who is at fault, but you have to take the responsibility. And when the team does well, keep a clean sheet, we give him the credit for that. And also when the teams don't, if his team are not doing well and not performing, we have to also say that. But he is playing minutes, which is important, which is key. Minutes is something that really worried me in this last month. A lot of key Gambian players, important Gambian players who are, regular starters in the team, have not been getting the regular minutes that we would like to see from them. Like for example, I was talking about Seidi Janko. He's a right back. Of course, he's not a regular starter, but his minutes kind of dropped. At left back, you look at Ibu Ture, which I will talk about. He did not play any minute during this month. He has been injured. We look at the goalkeeper, Babukar game. Until recently, he started getting minutes, which is also nice to see. You go to the midfield, Ibu Adams is not getting minutes. Like, he got some minutes during the midweek, but I will cover all of that. So minutes has been a little bit of an issue for Gambian players in this particular month. So, and we are coming like in 3 weeks time, or in 2 weeks time. In 3 weeks time, I would say we have a double header against Ivory Coast and against Burundi to play. So if our key players are not getting the minutes they have to get at their club, or they are not performing at the level that they're supposed to perform, it's worrying, to be honest. It's worrying a little bit, but hopefully it will get better as we progress to that qualifying game. Noha Sonko also was in action. They lost 3-1 in the Europa Conference. He played 90 minutes. For him, he's kind of a 90-minute guy. He almost always get 90 minutes. He's one of the very most consistent Gambian players, along with Omar Koli, in terms of minutes. So that is good to see. Aliou Fadera, he also, he's also another player who made a move this summer, got a very good number, like they say. He got the number 7 for Genk, one of the best teams in Belgium. But it has been a very difficult spell for him. He was an unused sub in the European Conference. He was an unused sub during their last league game. He's not getting the starts. He's not getting on the goals. He's not, and he had an exceptional season last season, but it has not really kicked on for him at Genk. But hopefully he might find his foot at some point in the season. And next we would like to talk about goalkeepers. I just spoke about Babukar Gay losing his spot recently, but getting back his spot recently, starting the last 3 games. They were in action last night. They lost the game very, very badly. 6-0 was the score. But I went back and watched the game. Not the whole game, but I watch the highlights. I look at the goals. If you look at the goals, at least you will see that at least 5 of the goals he conceded. At least 5. I would say only 1 goal I felt okay, he could have done better. But the 5 other goals that they conceded, like, it was just exceptional finishing and poor defending from his team. So sometimes, you cannot leave your goalkeeper like that open. He did make a lot of saves in that game. Actually, he was the best player for his team. Of course, you lost 6-0, and then your goalkeeper is still the best player of your team. That does not tell well. That does not tell well defensively. They considered at least 12 shots on target in the game. 12 shots on target. He made 5 saves, I believe. 11 shots on target plus the 6 goals he conceded. So he did his best, but sometimes if your defense does not help you, it does not matter how good the goalkeeper is, it's gonna be bad. And that was the case for Babukar Gay. But 6 goals does not help his cause. stay in the team. You know what I mean? Yeah. And another goalkeeper that is doing very well recently is CSCB. CSCB is doing very, very well with his club in Italy, Verona, Virtus Verona. He is doing exceptionally well there. This is his third clean sheet of the season. He just kept his actually not this season, sorry, his third clean sheet of the month. He has played four games during the month of October. He kept 3 clean sheets. He only conceded 1 goal during that period. So in his last 4 games, he only conceded 1 goal, kept 3 clean sheets. He is starting regularly. His club is in the position for playoffs to get promoted to the Italian Serie B. So yeah, of course, he has not been in the squad for a very long time. That is since the African Cup of Nations in 2021. He has not been included in the squad. So that is a bit, I don't know. I heard he had some issues with, because he said some things and stuff like that. That's why he's not playing. And also, he wanted to be a starting player. I think he had some issues with the coach and stuff like that. But he's back to his best. Yeah. Hopefully they integrate him back into the team, because I don't really know what is the inside outside of their discussion with the coach, so I don't want to get into that too much, so I don't know the details. But he's in good form, and he's like doing his talking on the pitch, and I'm sure the coach will take notice of that, which is good to see. Yeah, it's always good to see Gambian players doing well, and then making it hard for the coach to pick the team, especially in goalkeeping, because Steck is doing exceptionally well there. Babkat Gay is just regain his place again. Njai, Lamin Njai, he's doing well with his team in and then you have the experience of Toldo there. So we have 5 goalkeepers, very good goalkeepers, at least 5 very good goalkeepers doing very well in their respective clubs. And the coach has options there. Hopefully he will choose the best ones among those 5. Next one we go to Slovakia, and then Bakary Jawara, one of my favorite players from the Gambia under 20 team, because of his consistency, his football understanding. He was very good in the team. He made his first start for his club, that is Pohronai in Slovakia. They play in the second division in Slovakia. So they were in cup action this week. They won 1-0. That was his first start of the season. And Jata, Musa Jata, who has been exceptional, one of the most consistent, consistent players when it comes to minutes. He's playing regularly for his club. This month they have not lost a single game, and Jata has been an ever-present. He has not missed a single minute of football for them during this month, And Jata, he's been exceptional, to be honest. He's been exceptional, doing exceptionally well. And also in Slovakia, Mamadou Bajo, of course, he plays for Port Brezova. They won also in the cup 9-0. He played the whole 90 minutes of that game. Bajo, he has started the last 5 games for his club now. They have won 3, drew 1, and only lost 1 game. He's averaging 77 minutes per game during that period. He's been one of the most consistent players in terms of midfielders in Gambia for minutes right now. He could be a player that is ready for consideration in the national team, to be honest, because in terms of midfield, not many midfielders are doing really well for Gambia at this moment in time. And he's doing it very well in Slovakia with one of the top teams in Slovakia with his Port Brezova. So, Mamadou Bajo is an option for Tom. I don't know if Tom is ready to call him into his squad, because as you know, Tom would like to, have a friendly game before he select these players. That is what he said in his interview. So that makes it a little bit tricky for Mamadou Bajo, but I think he is ready for the national team now. He's performing week in, week out for his club. They are winning games, and he's been a regular, so he's a player we should consider now. And then next we go to England. I just spoke about midfielders. Ibo Adams, he got his minutes this week. He got some minutes for his club. Cardiff City, they won their game 4-0. He came off the bench for the last 22 minutes and play. Now they are like 7th place in the championship, one place off the playoff spots for the promotion to the Premier League. He is not starting. I think he only started 1 game so far in the league for them. And sometimes he's mostly sitting on the bench. But it's good to see him getting minutes because he's a key player for Tom. For the national team, he almost always starts for the national team. So seeing him getting minutes here and there is good. But it would be better if he can get a spot. But we also have to understand that he is also coming back from a very, very serious injury. He missed the whole of last season. So, and you are coming to a team that is fighting to get promoted to the Premier League. So to break into that team, it will be difficult for him. But it's good to see him getting minutes here and there. Mo Fall was also in action for Doncaster again, but they lost this time 3-0. He played the 90 minutes. Of course, he scored last game. He has been in a very good goal-scoring form. You look at Ibutre. I mentioned Ibutre. Ibutre, his club had just won another game, and now that's their 10th consecutive win. But he was not in the team again. They are top of the league too. They have won 10 games in a row. Ibutre have missed the last 7 games through injury. I don't know exactly what's the nature of the injury, but it's another worrying one because Ibutre is our, first choice left back. I'm sure when he's fit, he's usually playing. But this injury has come in a very, very, bad time. He's not playing any game in this during this month, October, and also there is the international break coming very soon in 2-3 weeks, and we will need him because he's kind of the undisputed left back for the national team at the moment in time. Even his understudy or the one who replaces him is still up for debate. It keeps changing. Sometimes it's Jacob Mendy, sometimes it's what is his name? The guy in playing in states left back, Babukar Jom, sometimes Babukar Jom, and Seni was considered. He has not been playing lately for his club in his club. He has not been playing lately in his club. Seni Sanyang, the left back for the under-20. He was considered recently, but he has never joined the national team. So if Ibutre is out for our international games, that is the 2 qualifier games against Ivory Coast and Burundi, then it's going to be a big problem. Who's going to cover at left back? We don't have many options there, or we don't have many established options there. So that is a bit of a worry there. Swindon also played. They lost their first home game of the season, so you can play the whole game. Jacob Mendy was also in action for Wrexham, but he came off the bench. They sit that in the championship. Next, we move to Saudi Arabia. Hassan Cisse and his club Damak, they played. They won 2-0 in the Saudi Pro League. Hassan played and assisted their second goal. Badar Mosi was also in action for Al Hazem. They drew 2-2. Badar played 45 minutes. He only played the first half and he was taken off in the second half. And Musa Barrow was also in action for Al Tawun. Also, there was also a draw 1-1. Musa played 90 minutes in that game. And finally, we go to Tanzania. Jibril Silla. He scored his first goal for his Tanzanian club, that is Azam. They lost the game 2-0, but Jibril scored their first goal and also won a penalty for them. So it was a very good performance from Jibril Silla. Long may it continue, guys. Yes, guys. That was it that was the midweek recap. I'll be back for the weekend recap next week Monday. So until I come your way, guys, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel. Let us know who was your best performing player this midweek, and give us your thoughts on the comment section, guys. Until we come your way again, goodbye.